A big day for late model stock car auto racing here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. The Cars Tour having a major press announcement, a re-up with FloRacing, as well as dropping the 2024 season schedule, and the big news, a new title sponsor.
The exciting news for us today is you guys can unveil it right now. Z-Max will be the title sponsor of the Cars Tour. So we're the Z-Max Cars Tour going into next year. Really excited to bring Z-Max to the Cars Tour. It's meant it's a great deal. We see it at the drag strip across the street. Marcus is obviously involved in Z-Max, and again, such a big part of motorsports and what he does for everything. We're in this beautiful facility because of he and his family.
This is a big announcement for us, but I got to give a lot of credit to you, Jeff, Kevin, Dale, Justin, for what you've done for grassroots racing with buying the Cars Tour, really elevating it to a new level. And when you all did that, me and Dan Chittick, who manages Z-Max, talked about this idea potentially to title sponsor the Cars Tour, and it was kind of a wild shot idea. I didn't know that we'd actually be able to do it, but I'm really grateful that we can.
You know, it's really important to have a brand like Z-Max that is nationally known, because one of the things that we've really tried to explain to people is, hey, we just want to make this better. It's already great, and with everything that Jack had done with the Cars Tour, and we want to give our guys a platform to be able to show the world what they can do, and as you've seen throughout the year and the things that they've done on the racetrack, it's a great product of short track racing, and we want to enhance that.
The Z-Max announcement is only one part of the news today. I'm happy to add that FloRacing has been renewed as the official streaming partner of the Z-Max Cars Tour to stream all 19 events in 2024. Jeff, as a broadcaster yourself, how important is it to have a quality broadcast partner that FloRacing fully embraces your series in terms of visibility?
It's huge to what we do, and you know, to announce an extension with Flo is a big part of our future, and you know, they did an incredible job last year. We could really be proud of the broadcast. When we would watch the broadcast, you had to really take a step back and remember you were watching a Saturday night late model race. That, you know, and I thought about when I was racing Saturday nights. If there was streaming back then, it wouldn't have looked like that. It was a super high quality broadcast, and the key to that is doing it on Flow. It's to our audience. It's to the people that want to watch the race, and to go forward with them is a huge part of what we're trying to do. As Kevin said, we want to expose our drivers, our car owners, the sponsors, not only of the title sponsors like Z-Max, the sponsors on the race cars. We want to expose all that to as many people as possible. And when people tune in, we want them to know they're going to see a quality broadcast. And we certainly saw that.
The third piece to the announcement today is, of course, the 2024 schedule, and it's teed up to be an exciting one. The season begins at Southern National Motorsports Park on March 2nd with the Pro Late Model Division. The Late Model Stock Division will begin its season at the same track 1 week later on March 9th, and both divisions will be ending the season at North Wilkesboro Speedway, the historic facility, a 2-day show on October 18th and 19th.
Well, I think kicking it off at Southern National after what just happened there this past weekend, everybody's itching to see another race at that place. So with what we were able to watch at the Thanksgiving Classic this weekend, I think it's a great place to start our year, and we know it's possible there. There's a lot of familiar tracks on the schedule. Orange County coming back is going to make a lot of people happy. There's a lot of great history with that racetrack, and a lot of race car drivers grew up cutting their teeth at that racetrack and making it to the Cup level. And then, you know, having 2 events throughout the year at Wilkesboro, you know, we were very fortunate to be part of the All-Star Week festivities over at Wilkesboro, and that was a big deal for the Cars Tour and for our drivers and our teams to not only be at that facility and to race there, but also to race in and around the NASCAR industry. And all of our drivers that race in the Cars Tour, whether it's the Pro or the late model stock, they dream of making it to the big time, right? And so the closer we can align or be, closer aligned with those ideals, the better. And when we race at Wilkesboro, it really gets our drivers in front of some influential people in the industry to be able to showcase what they can do. And so I truly believe that, having been a part of the Cars Tour for the last decade, there's a lot of drivers that have came through the tour that have went on to have successful careers in the truck, Xfinity, and the Cup level. I feel like that, we're only increasing that opportunity for drivers that come through the Cars Tour to create those possibilities. Pretty happy with it, and I think it's going to be exciting to see us in the season at Wilkesboro. And to be back again during the All-Star Week's a big deal for us. So I'm looking forward to that. New pavement at Wilkesboro. I can't wait to see what kind of racing we're going to have there with the new asphalt.
These announcements like ZMAX and Flow, and it's kind of particularly exciting for me because the extent of my late model experience is running around 15th one night, the Snowflake a couple years ago. But it was an amazing night. It was my first opportunity to see real short track late model racing in the flesh, and it's an incredibly powerful, compelling, amazing entertainment platform. And I think that the work that this team has done on the Cars Tour to be able to attract an amazing brand like ZMAX and an incredible distribution partner like Flow is a testament to, I think, the opportunity ahead of us. I think that there's a lot of amazing opportunity in short track late model racing in general, and I think you're not going to have more passionate people that are advocates of the sport than those that are sitting here on this stage, and everybody that's behind us that puts the hard work in at the Cars Tour. So big opportunities for the future. It's a great moment for our business, a great moment, I think, for the drivers, for the fans, for the team owners, and I think it's a testament to to this amazing product. And I think all of us are incredibly bullish on short track racing. We think there's a massive opportunity ahead of us, and we're trying to be good advocates for the sponsors, or for the fans, and for the team. So onwards and upwards, really exciting.
Jordan Bianchi, The Athletic. After assessing year one, what do you think went well? Where do you think you guys need area of improvement? And what are some specific areas looking ahead that you guys want to kind of tackle?
I know what the main topic was, and that was start times of the races. I think as that seemed to be one of the biggest hot buttons that we had all year, and I think as we got about halfway through the year, we kind of stopped and said, okay, what do we have to do to get the races started at 8 o'clock? Because the culture in short track racing and dirt racing and all those things it's just everything just starts way too late for a streaming audience or people bringing the kids in the grandstands, and the safety of the crews getting home at 2 o'clock in the morning is much better at 10 o'clock at night or 10:30 at night than it is at 2 in the morning. So, I think some of those small, cultural things that we were able to, I think that was probably the biggest topic that we had. I think, for us, hearing from the teams, some of the team owners and the group that we have of just, hey, let's start practice a little later on Friday so we don't have to buy hotel rooms on Thursday night, and the way that we will distribute tires and things next year, a lot of that has come from our team owners and just communication. And I think for me, having a car on the racetrack has really opened my eyes to what the contingency sponsors pays, what the teams are going through, and it's really been fun because unlike Justin, I never raced late model stocks on the East Coast. I grew up at my local short track, where we raced at one track and went straight to a West Coast touring division. So for me, it's been a lot of fun to work with these guys because they've been learning along with me. I know Dale's owned the car in the series for a long time, but it's a lot different sitting on this side of the fence. I know that for sure.
Yeah, it's been an experience. Having your eyes, like I said, opened up to the inner workings of the series and what Jack and Keeley and everybody's been doing for the last several years to put the series together week in and week out and get it to the racetrack. It's a monumental task, and I don't think I really appreciated that until this year. I'll be honest, right out of the gate, things really kicked off well for the first handful of events. We had a lot of momentum. We had some incredible races. The broadcasts with Flow were phenomenal. For our first year, we had a lot of change. We changed broadcast partners. We had a lot of things that I think we asked our teams to give us grace for, and our drivers delivered on the racetrack. The year was phenomenal, and I was glued to my my iPad or whatever I was watching on. every other week when we had a race. And so I think it's more for me about trying to capitalize on the momentum, bringing in Z-Max and having them come on board and show their faith in the product and what we're building here. Creates a lot of excitement. Obviously, we have a lot of people in the room that I see in the media centers on Saturdays and Sundays. That's going to be new for the series. We're getting a lot of new eyeballs on the series. Just trying to take advantage of the opportunity we have in front of us. Kevin kind of reminds us from time to time, like that you got to seize the day, and instead of sort of slow playing this and letting this just sort of come to you, we got to go out there and attack. I'm thinking about it every single day. I got all these other things going on in my life I need to be putting my time into, but it's hard to not think about the car store 24/7. And but it's so much fun.
The core of what we do is what happens on the racetrack. And we are blessed to have a series that Jack started, and continuing to give the competitors a fair place to race as affordable as possible. I mean, racing is too damn expensive, and we have to work hard to get it as inexpensive as we can and still have the kind of cars that are reliable. And it's a really difficult balance. And when we announced this a year ago, I think I told Kevin, I said, when you're a racer, you say they should do this, they should do that. Well, now we're the they. And so we have a real responsibility to make those right decisions, because the choices we make greatly affect the people that are putting the races on. And, financially, the competition, the fans, all that. And so to me, our biggest responsibility is we have to do a good job for them. If we do a good job for them, then I think the series will be very successful.
For me, when I look at weekly short track racing and where it is today, it's just a couple years ago there was no ability to tune in and watch a weekly race at Hickory or Langley or Florence. Wasn't even possible. You didn't know who won till you went on Twitter or whatever, right? And in just a very short period of time, we're so spoiled in all the access that we have to be able to go on Flow and see all these there's so many options, right? To watch any track you want, multiple tracks in the same night, racing regular shows. And so to me, that says that there's demand and that there's health, and the responsibility, as I'm learning, really falls on the track owner and operator and how healthy they can become. And so when you look at a guy like Steve Zacharias down at Florence and what he's been able to do with that facility and how he's been able to not only upgrade the facility itself, but he's raising the profile of his events. He's making it work. So I think that, Hickory has an incredible opportunity to continue to be a cornerstone market for local short track racing, like late model stocks, pros, and supers. And so it really, falls on track operators, track promoters to take advantage of these opportunities. And I think, streaming and all of those things can provide them with, opportunity to raise their profile and get more people to come see them.